knocked out on that sunflower. I'm just not gonna do that. I've already done it. I ain't telling nobody not to get organic. It's not a garden friend, y'all. Oh my God, it smells awful. We're gonna cut that down. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today we're out here because we're gonna go ahead and get these potatoes in the lemon green stalk that is inside of the main garden. And I am super duper excited, y'all. Super excited. Let me show y'all these cosmos, baby. They are beautiful. I am so glad people were posting about them. I mean, they absolutely beautiful. And they are big and everywhere. And I know y'all told me they're gonna take over. I'm gonna let them go for a little bit longer. This is the bed that has the lavender in it, which is looking way better too. Way better. So I'm thinking next year I won't need any fillers in there, but for this year, those cosmos are beautiful. I might cut some today. Oh, also y'all, the what do they call sunflowers in the middle row? There's bees and stuff all over them. I want to cut them and take some in the house, but it's just so many bees on it. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you one. Look. He knocked out on that sunflower. It's another one over there. Y'all can't see the one over there, and I can't get down the aisle, but the bees are all over those sunflowers, and it's just really, really pretty. But also, I want to take some in the house. I broke one the other day, and I took it in the house. It's sitting up on the microwave in a jar of water. It's so pretty. And y'all, today has been beautiful here. I was not outside, and I had a slight headache today. I got up, I went to the farmer's markets. I've been trying to buy some of my meat from the farmer's markets. I go to this one guy, he does beef bacon. I don't know that I even ever had beef bacon. That bacon is so delicious. As soon as I found him, he stopped making it though. So I just get pork bacon from him. But I got up this morning, went and did that, and I had a slight headache. So I came home, took some medicine, laid down, and that's where I've been. I was asleep, I just woke up. It's probably about 6 something in the evening, but I said I want to get this done because there's slightly a time crunch on it based on my chart from my local feed and seed store. And I haven't had a lot of success growing a fall crop of potatoes. So that is why I'm going to follow their suggestion on when I should plant this out. So that's why I'm out here today. There's something growing in this. I don't want other stuff growing in it. Even if it is a volunteer, I'm gonna pull it out. I do feel like it was some kind of volunteer. I pulled off the other leaf by mistake. By the way, nail cam, this is the color I was looking for. Purple, a little smoky purple. But I like them, I really like them. And I got them a little bit shorter because it's about to be time to pull stuff out, dig stuff up, all of that. And I want to make it as easy as possible for me. Although I don't have a problem gardening with my nails at all. So, I'm gonna show y'all real quick before we get into these potatoes. My little watermelon that I never put anything up under, but it's still there and it's getting bigger. Let me show you. Everything is growing over here. Look, y'all, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger, and I'm not seeing any more bites. Those were the same bites from the first time. So it's getting bigger. I'm just excited. Oh my goodness. I'm just excited that it's growing at all. I don't think I was gonna use these anyway. Oh my goodness. I forgot to come change the water on these, y'all. They look terrible and that water look gross. It probably stink too. We did have some roots developing though. I don't think I'm gonna use them. I do think that I'm just done with summer at this point. Whatever is in there, for sure the beans. I'm gonna keep working on the beans because I want those beans. The rest of this stuff, I'm gonna water the garden like I normally do, but the rest of this stuff, I'm gonna just let it do what it do. Oh, let me show y'all these tomatoes we planted out together. Yeah, no ma'am. That was like, not today, not today. These are all of the ones that we planted over by this basil. They was like, no, thank you. This one right here is still trying, but the rest of them was like, nope. Oh, that one's still trying too. So we're not gonna worry about those anymore. Not gonna worry about them anymore. We're gonna get these potatoes planted. And so my plan, let me show you what I mean when I say I'm gonna try to put it not in the pocket, but closer to the middle so that the potatoes can go out into all of the soil instead of just trying to grow in the pocket. Okay, so I'm gonna try to plant the potato here, like right here in this section instead of here. And then I will point it towards here so that they can still like sprout and come up right here. But I'm not gonna plant it in the pocket. I'm gonna plant it right here. We're gonna see how that goes. Also thinking at some point this week, maybe this week, next week, I'm not sure. sure. I'm gonna start pulling the peppers that's really, really struggling, because I could get those bags amended and get them ready for planting, because we do have some that's really, really struggling. So I had found potatoes on clearance at Lowe's a little while ago, and I just left them out here in the bags. And so we have a russet Burbank, we have a blue. That is interesting. I didn't get any Yukon Golds, and they had all of them. I might have just picked up the wrong thing. So we only have russet and we only have blue, which is fine. Potatoes are potatoes. I do love a good Yukon Gold though, but I did not pick up the Yukon Gold. So that is what it is. We're gonna put them into microgreen tray, take them down into the garden. My microgreen trays from Bootstrap Farm get all kind of uses, and not just microgreens. I use them for a lot of things. We gonna get these planted. I have already amended the green stalk with bone meal, because potatoes, most root vegetables, don't need like a lot of nitrogen. They need things like bone meal. I didn't add any additional nitrogen. I do believe this planter already had compost in it when I created the planter, like got it stacked and put in here. So I didn't add any more. I only added bone meal, and we're gonna see what happens. If it doesn't work, it won't be any different from my previous years trying to grow potatoes in the fall. I just have not had success, but I'm willing to try again. Okay, so with this top one, I may end up going ahead and taking the top off, but I'm not taking the whole thing apart. I'm just not gonna do that. I've already done it. I did that to amend it, and I'm not doing it again. I'm gonna put them like right here, right at the line, so that they can still grow into the pocket, but not only the pocket. I want them to move into this space of the green stalk too. This will be for sure my first time planting them in green stalks, not my first time trying to get a fall harvest of potatoes. It's only been like 80 something degrees today. Like I want to say maybe 83 degrees today, and it's just been a beautiful day. Beautiful day. I'm happy about that. So these have sprouted. It's called chitting, and so it just means that the potatoes have already started to sprout. If you are not new here, you know I rarely cut my tomatoes, and today I'm not going to cut them either. And these have chitted a little bit longer than I want them to, but I think they'll be fine. And I'm just tearing the plastic around them because I want to keep the whole chit. Also should have got some gloves, but I think I could just drop them in here and not really have to move the soil. Well, not with my hand anyway. And I'm also gonna try to get them kind of deep. Also, did you know that potatoes can come indeterminate and determinate? I didn't know that for a while. So there are potatoes that will grow on the same level that you planted them, and then there are potatoes that will grow all the way up the stem. I'm not getting too deep into that because I am not a potato connoisseur or anything, but I did read that. What I'm gonna do is like stick it here in the middle and go as deep as I can, really, because I'm definitely not going to be healing these, but I'm going to take it as deep as I can, but then try to push the chitted section out so that it can grow out and get the sun, but hopefully the potatoes will grow towards the middle. So that's what I'm gonna do, and we're gonna see how this works. And I'm gonna leave that uncovered until I get them all planted, just so I don't end up digging them up again. And I know y'all told me to put something over this. I really need to. I wasn't thinking I was gonna have to take the top off, so I didn't bring nothing out here. So if we have to check it later, we will. It's okay. It's fine. We're good on that. I'm good on that anyway. Gonna just dig a pretty deep hole, but make sure I turn the chitted section to this. Then it should grow out. So that's my plan, y'all. If you grow potatoes in a green stalk, let me know. Let me know how it's going for you and what you do and how you plant them. This is just what I'm gonna do this time. And the plant is gonna come out of where you see in the chitting. That's where the plant is gonna grow out of. I'm very optimistic about this, y'all. Very optimistic because I really want to successfully grow a fall crop of potatoes. And yeah, I'm just pulling it off because normally I would have just liked some little stubs, but I've had these for a while, probably 2 months. They went on sale and I picked them up, and then I just made sure I put them somewhere where they would stay dry, where they wouldn't be in direct sun, and it worked out. And I normally would take them in the house and put them in a box, but I did that before and they started to rot. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave them out. I think I need to dig this hole a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper. Is that a mosquito? Oh, we were talking about, or I had mentioned that there's a lot of dragonflies out here these days, and somebody was telling me that like they eat mosquitoes, and I did see that because I looked it up. You know, I'm not a person who does a lot of looking stuff up, but this year with my pest situations and all, I have started at least looking up beneficials and things like that. And I did see that they eat mosquitoes. I don't know if I see it a big difference yet in the whole mosquito thing out here, but I'm also literally not coming out here in shorts like talking about, especially if I'm out here to do something that's gonna take a while. I will come out in a short sleeve shirt. And then somebody said they're drawing the black. Me too, baby. Me too. A lot of my stuff is black. So I sometimes have to come out here in black. But even without black on, these mosquitoes be on me. And I don't think I'm gonna have enough to fill this whole thing up. And I don't think my local feed and seed gets potatoes anymore. I know the big box stores don't. So we might have to put something else at the bottom, which I'll just fill it in with some leafy green vegetables or something, which is, I think is gonna be fine. I have not started my seeds that I know I need to start. That's another thing that's kind of time restricted. So we'll get that done this week too, or next week. These are kind of intertwined in this bag because they all got kind of long. There we go. So see, I would not prefer this. And sometimes I find, not sometimes, a lot of times I find when they get this long, the potato plant comes up very spindly. But we're gonna see, because literally this is my only option this year. My only option is to plant these out the way that they are. I don't have any other potatoes. And I could go to the grocery store and pick up some potatoes. And people always say you have to pick up organic. I have never planted a organic potato from the grocery store. I have always planted a regular potato, and they have worked. When I've done it, because I get seed potatoes too. But when I first started gardening, I was doing potatoes from the grocery store, and they were not organic. I ain't telling nobody not to get organic. I'm saying I've never had a situation where the potatoes did not sprout. Not saying it won't happen to you, but I'm telling you, in my experience, that's never happened to me. I think every hole has it now. Nice. And now we're gonna cover back up just like that. Then I'm gonna put the top back on. Y'all, I'm hoping for the best. We're gonna follow these because I just think it's really cool that you could grow a bunch of potatoes in one green stock, something that only takes up 2 square feet of space. I think that's so cool. I think the green stocks are cool in general. And y'all know it's always a link down in my description for them. And I am affiliated, so if you purchase, I appreciate you supporting my channel. And so the top one is russet. I'm saying that for myself so I could go back and watch. We're gonna put blue in this one. Yeah, we definitely not gonna have enough. I should have picked up way more. I didn't think that through, y'all. Also, if I had cut these, there are a lot of them, and maybe that's what I'll do so that I can fill this whole green stock up. I already planted them, not gonna take them out. I'm going to cut them now, and if I see any that have more than one eye, let me show you what I mean. Let's see here. If either one, okay, so for instance, let me show you this one real quick. So for instance, you see this right here? This is an eye that will create a potato and a plant. And this is also an eye that will create a potato plant. So I'm just gonna cut this, and then I have 2 that I can put in here. And I'm gonna go through and do that for all of them so that maybe I can have enough to fill up this whole green stalk. I'm just gonna go, that's another reason why I like this knife too, because you can do other things with it other than just planting. So it would have been better, according to the gardening rules, for me to let this scab over. So let this dry. I don't do that most of the time, and I don't normally have a problem, but it could rot. Just letting you know, the reason why they say to let it scab over is so the potato doesn't rot. The good thing about the green stalks is that it's a container. So with that being said, they're gonna dry out more and quicker than like having it in a garden bed or in ground. So I'm not too worried about it. Also, I'm not worried about it anyway. I'm just gonna do it. So I'm gonna go through and cut these. This will be 2 potatoes instead of 1 now. I'm gonna go through, do that to all the potatoes. Then we're gonna finish planting. Probably be easier for me to plant it too this way, considering I'm not gonna take this green stock apart. These look really dry. This one is not that dry. So I will say, if you're gonna pick these up early and you know you're you're gonna be planting them a lot later, try to pick up the biggest, like the packs with the biggest potatoes in them. Chances of them shriveling, they have a longer time before they'll start shriveling, if that makes sense. I didn't do that because I didn't really think through that. But so like this one feels okay. They call them blue, but they're actually purple inside. Pretty potatoes. Ooh, yeah, no, we're not gonna use these. These are dying. Maybe we will and see what happens. I take that back. We are gonna use it. We might not get any potatoes off of it, but we're gonna see what happens. They're definitely a bit mushy inside, but when you plant a seed potato, it dies most of the time as it's growing anyway. Like the potato, the first one that you use to make the plants, it dies while they're growing. So we're gonna still plant them and see. All right, so like this one, I could get 3. Actually, I can get 4 off of this one. And I could break these off and let them reach it, but these potatoes are not that healthy. So we're not gonna do that. We just wanna get them in the green stalk at this point. So you see, I got one here, another one here, and one right there. So we're gonna cut that up into 4. So I just wanted to show y'all that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut everything and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, so we've gotten all we're gonna get. It's not gonna fill up this green stock. Maybe I'll see if I can go find some more potatoes, or I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I would like to fill it all the way up with potatoes. So with that being said, we're gonna either go to the grocery store, I'm gonna see if I can find some seed potatoes, but in my area, I doubt that I will. All right, so both are russet. Move on down to the next one. And with these potatoes rotting, I definitely should have let them scab over because they're already rotting, these blue ones, but I don't feel like waiting for them to dry. Probably not my best idea. It's probably not my best idea. And so I am more than likely gonna fertilize this green stalk with some kind of balanced fertilizer, just because potatoes don't need a lot of nitrogen. So more than likely not gonna fertilize this with fish emulsion. Fish emulsion is a lot of nitrogen, mostly nitrogen. Is 511. That's our last blue one. The blues did not stand up to being kept for a long time. I have potatoes from my harvest downstairs that I could use. Now, I will tell you though, when I did that earlier this year, those potatoes got so many diseases, and I don't know, I doubt it's because I use my own harvest, because people do it all the time. I don't know what happened to it, honestly. And if you remember, I planted those potatoes out very early, trying to see if it would work. That might have had something to do with it too. So I'm not ruling anything out, because does it even matter if I know why it happened? No, it doesn't, because it already happened. All right, so we got 5 left. I think it's 6 on each level. So we'll just have 1 open, and I'll do something to mark which one is still left. But when I come back to plant, the other potatoes that I'm going to purchase. It's a tag on the ground. I'm just gonna drop that in there. And that way I'll know this one still needs a potato in it. We have this green stalk pretty much planted except for the last layer in 1 pocket. I'm excited about that. So, I'm gonna move on. Not really move on. There's a few things I need to do out here. One of which is get my zinnias up off of the bags in front of them and off the ground. So I'm just gonna tie those up really quick. I didn't come out here to do a lot. My main focus right now was to get these potatoes in, to give them the best chance. According to my local feed and seeds chart. Y'all look at these zinnias. Girl, what in the world? It stormed and Lord, they just flipped right on over. And you know it's some basil down there and some tomatoes I tried to plant. So I'm gonna tie these up. Completely forgot to move the camera. And I'm just gonna tie a few pieces to the stake, because that'll keep the whole plant falling. I should deadhead these while I'm over here too, so that we can get some new ones. Also see if maybe I can find some seeds in them too. There's more down here. This was a very big zinnia plant, so I'm gonna try and tie as much as I can, because my elderberry is down here too. I don't want it to be falling all over my elderberry. And somebody said elderberry can be invasive. I hope it's okay, but I have it in this raised bed. I'm hoping it's okay. But I'm telling you, if it is invasive, it's gonna be fighting this other thing that's coming through that fence. Maybe it'll take over and the thing that's coming through the fence will stop growing. I don't know. Let's get this tied up. I'm literally just using a piece of yarn. Pretty sure this is the army one. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me Either way, it's not a garden friend, y'all. It's not a garden friend. It will eat up, especially it'll eat up your fall crops. So I got rid of him, but we just gonna take this string, yarn, garden, whatever you wanna call it, and wrap it around the stake and around the plant so that it doesn't keep falling over, just like that. And now it'll stand up. My roselle is looking real good back there, y'all. We'll go ahead and deadhead these. I'm really not sure where. I've never really tried to keep zinnia seeds, but they would be somewhere in here. But it's okay. I don't think I care that much. Matter of fact, I just throw them back down there. Maybe we could get some volunteers next year. And these have pretty much broke at this point. So, and I didn't get them at the best time. So we just cut them back. They were beautiful when they were like fresh. They were real beautiful, but they done fell over and everything now, y'all. And I'm just throwing them back down in the bed. It could feed the soil. Somebody told me once, I doubt I can do zinnias, give the stuff to the chickens instead of feeding the slugs. I'm gonna do both. Feeding the slugs is also feeding the soil, y'all. So you just have to make the choice of what you are willing to have to deal with. And I want to give some of it back to the soil, which maybe means giving it back, giving it to the slugs too. So we shouldn't have a problem with this falling over anymore. I honestly should have been got out here and done this, but I didn't. Zinnias get really big, y'all. Well, y'all can see they get huge. This one is broke, so oh, look how pretty. It's beautiful. It's too small to put anywhere, so back in the bed it goes. Oh, let me cut this out real quick. That's my little piece of whatever that's coming from under the gate, under the fence. Look at that thing, crazy roots. Anyway, cleared that up. That's what I wanted to do because it was laying over these plants. This is an Amish paste and that thing is looking good. Like, I hope it grows and I get one more harvest out of it of Amish paste tomatoes, because once I pull everything out, once we get all of the fall stuff put in, girl, what was I gonna say? Oh, once we get all the fall stuff put in, that's when I'm gonna think about going ahead and processing all of my tomatoes into sauce. All of the tomatoes that I put into the freezer. Also, y'all, looky here. These my carrots. Remember we planted the carrots out in this bed? They looking nice. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm hoping to have a bed full of carrots. And I don't know that I'm even gonna thin this side over here. Got really good germination and I don't mind small carrots. So I don't even know that I'm gonna thin it. I don't know what happened right here because it definitely should be some carrots right here. But I think in general though, we got some good germination with the carrot seeds in this bed. So I'm excited about that. But that's really all I needed to do today. I didn't have a lot that I needed to do. I did want to come out here because it's just beautiful. And I think it's supposed to be beautiful until like Wednesday or Thursday. Like we're supposed to have a really pretty week. But also let me show you real quick, like the pepper plants I'm just going to start pulling and amending the soil in the bags for, because I'll be able to plant a little bit sooner some of the fall vegetables. Like this one right here was like really devoured. Crazy part is they have devoured it. It's not crazy though. Honestly, it makes sense. They have nothing else they could get from this plant. They have devoured this plant and there's hardly any aphids or ants on it because they were like, ain't nothing left. They probably moved on to another plant. You can see a few on this leaf right here and down here, but like this plant was covered. But if you see, like we are at sticks at this point on this plant. So it's a poblano, so I could just pull it and then get ready for fall. If I start to maybe see something happen and it's starting to look better, maybe I'll leave it. But this week is my thoughts of starting to pull things that's not producing anymore so I could get started on getting ready for fall. These bean plants started to reproduce, but I think because I let some of them get too big, the plant is thinking, hey, I've done my job, this purple potted pole bean plant. So may end up pulling that too. I don't know, but honest truth, I may plant some more just because I really like them and I think I could get another harvest off of them. This volunteer, I think pumpkin, this is another vine that I need to somehow get back up on the trellis. See, it was on the trellis, if you can see right here, and then it just started coming down. So now it's growing down instead of up, which is weird because normally they'll grow out and off the trellis, but then still back up to the sun. It's not doing that though. I probably should try to get a chair, but we're gonna see if we can do it without a chair. See, this is a whole vine of that. And I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of toss it. I do appreciate that the ants have moved on from that plant because that's where I used to get all my ants on me. that one plant. Yeah, I should have tried. I'm just gonna, y'all, a mess. Oh, squash bugs, reproducing too, attempting to reproduce. These beans definitely ain't gonna have a chance now. Oh, we'll see what happens, y'all. Good enough. I just didn't want it growing down. I got all kinds of stuff in my eye. And I had them closed for some of it, but not all of it. Okay, looks good to me. Squash and pumpkin plants are so sticky. Anyway, put that up there. Maybe it'll start growing and grab onto the trellis and keep moving. And if it does, then I won't replant any beans. The beans that I replanted or resowed, they look real good over here. So they going up the trellis. Now, I don't know how that's gonna work with this other pumpkin or I think it's a pumpkin. So we gonna just call it a pumpkin. With this other pumpkin, but we'll see. Y'all, should I try to take some of these sunflowers? Maybe like just 2. Like this one is broken. Y'all won't really be able to see because of everything. But this one right here was already flipped down. So I'll take it. And it's still really pretty. So I'm gonna take that one in the house. I think it's beautiful. It was already bent down. So why let it go to waste when it could sit in my house for a little while? So pretty. The other ones I just don't want to take because I've seen the bees enjoying it. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna leave it. And this one over here that I was telling y'all about, the birds did start eating it. But the seeds are dry, so I'm gonna just take that off. Now I don't know what's gonna happen to this cucumber plant, but I'm gonna go ahead and take that head. And somebody asked me, do I eat the sunflower seeds? I do if I could get them dry enough. I put them in the oven. This year though, I may try putting it in the dehydrator. Oh, this is a mushy little stem, baby. Good and mushy. I just needed to cut a little bit. I gotta go find my actual pruners. I'll be right back. So, got my pruners. But what I was saying is I'm gonna try the dehydrator this year just to see if maybe that will help. And they're good for, oh no, I won't be eating anything off of this. I'm gonna give this to the chickens. Yeah, the birds did get some of it, but that's what the sunflower seeds are. You take this off, that's what the sunflower seeds are. And I'm gonna cut some of the grossness off of here before I give it to them too. Cause oh God, maybe I won't give it to them at all. It smells. I'm gonna drop it back down in the bed. I'll get some volunteers next year. We'll just replant those. Oh my God, it smells awful. It smells like fish. I will probably start cutting these off sooner to give to the chickens and to try to save for myself. Like this big one up here, if I could get to it, I would take that now. I don't think the birds have been eating it. I don't think. Yeah, it still looks intact. We're gonna cut that down. It has a bean plant growing up. We're gonna cut it down if we can. Sunflower plants are very thick and very strong. So let's see here, y'all. All right. She coming down. Got her. Now let's see what it looks like. The bean plant attached to it. It's definitely not moldy. Let's see. Nice. This one is still in good condition. Oh God. Well, put that in the thing. It's still in good condition. We got us a leaf-footed bug on it. Get off, but it's still in good condition. So what I'm gonna do is probably just take it in the house and let it dry out, but it's still in good condition. You'll get a whole bunch of seeds off this one head, y'all. I'll take that. And you can eat it like this. I've seen people do it. I ain't doing it where they put butter. I've tried it. Now I have tried it, but I guess you have to do it when it's very early and the seeds are still soft. Cover it with like butter and herbs. And I've seen people do it. They say it's good. When I tried it, I was like, yo, what am I eating? I'm putting this in the compost. I could save it to try to use it for staking, but I never really had good success with that. It just hollows out. Do you do that? Mine just have always hollowed out. I'm gonna throw it over here in the compost. I never had good luck using it for staking. This is a very basic video of me just out here tonight on a beautiful night. And I'll get the rest of that out. Like, see how thick the inside of that is? I'll get the rest of that out after it dies. It'll be easier. And the roots are very deep on sunflowers. I wanna say this was a mammoth one. It was definitely a volunteer, but I have planted mammoth and this one got huge. Pretty much that time of year. This is another thing ants really like. See, the ants moved on, y'all. Like I said, I don't think these, I mean, they could come back. They could come back, I don't know. But I can walk through here without getting ants all over me. Now, did they move on to some of my other plants? Probably. but I don't have much ants over here, aphids. And y'all know, before, I couldn't touch these plants like this without having ants all over me. We'll give them a little bit of time. Might be, because peppers will go right up into the first frost too. So this might be my chance. I don't know, we'll find out. Anyway, ooh, golden Marconi, okay. It's plenty of little tiny golden Marconis. All right. Well, that's really all I needed to do, y'all. I figured I'd take y'all along with me. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.